allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we have the agenda in front of us. If there are any additions or to the agenda? If not, we'll follow the agenda as presented. We've got the meeting minutes of June 11th. Are there any additions, corrections, or comments on those minutes? I have none. Okay. Motion to approve those minutes of June 11th, 2025.
I second that motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, financial reports.
Accounts payables for $1,925 and payroll for $3,744.62. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay, there a motion to approve accounts payable for the Stormwater Board dated July 9th in the amount of $1,925.00.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then a motion for the account payable payroll voucher of July 9th of $3,744.62.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Anything else financial?
That's
Okay. New business, Hosler Road drainage cost estimates.
Good morning.
Good morning.
For those that I haven't met, my name is Stephen Cardenas, and I'm with Engineering Resources. Derek asked me to help kind of take a look at this Hosler Road drainage situation. So I've got a couple handouts for you as well. So background information, if necessary, everybody's probably familiar with it. But there along Hosler Road at 10288 Hosler, that home there experiences some flooding issues. They have, their home kind of sits, in the unfortunate low spot of that localized drainage area. So essentially everything that's coming from west and east kind of comes and collects at the curb inlet that's right in there, right in front of their yard. Not everything is able to get kind of taken up into that storm sewer system, and as the water fills up in the gutter, it spills right over down their driveway and into their yard. And so what we took a look at was adding some curb inlets along Hosler Road to see if we could mitigate some of that flooding that's coming from the road. And so the target that I had was to try to eliminate the gutter filling up enough to spill over into his yard in the 10-year storm. And so what I have there, or what I have shown here, is to accomplish that goal. So looking at the 10-year storm specifically, how can we eliminate flooding from the roadway into his yard? So what I proposed was south side, which is where the home is, so the south side of that road is kind of where the main issue is. But along the north side as well, it wouldn't take too much for that to start spilling over across the roadway back in there. So I added 2 along the north as well to intercept some of the drainage coming from, it comes from both sides of Hosler and meets there in the middle at this home. So we got 5 curb inlets added, 2 manholes to kind of make the connections. And the cost estimate that I projected out was about $41,875. So this solution is mainly to kind of handle smaller storm events, and then your larger storm events, you're still going to have issues there because the downstream system is not capable of passing, like the 100-year storm or even some of those.
So what are we talking volume-wise? 2 inches, inch of rain? I mean, in recent history,
A 10-year storm is what, 4 inches of rain an hour?
Sounds right, yeah. I'd have
3.5, 4 inches of rain an hour. So if it was to come down faster than that, then,
okay,
so the ultimate design standard is the 100-year storm event.
right.
So you typically design the storm sewer to handle the 10-year, and then you show that if you receive a bigger storm event,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Looking at this from the financial side of things, had we offered the resident something there, had we done that, would that have helped alleviate some of this?
Probably not.
Okay, just needed
No,
to clear that
the
up.
issue is there isn't enough inlets and amstuds in Hosler Road to pick up the water when it falls at that rate.
Okay,
It filled up the gutter, it went across the road over the crown to the other side, and it was just a big river running down.
okay.
And his yard is so low that I don't know how well that a little inlet there would have pushed water out. I think it would have had a hard time.
It would have relieved it after the issue
After
occurred.
everything's cleared,
Yeah,
yeah.
it would have relieved the
It
issue.
would have left quicker, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have drained quicker.
So we need a motion from these guys to, where are we at? Do you have your financials in mind? Sorry, I don't. I just wanna make sure that we know what we have budgeted.
Well, the nice thing is that this doesn't get completed until next year, we
Sure.
can officially budget for it
For it, yeah.
and not scramble.
Should grab my eyes more.
We have over 30K in capital improvements. As well as 23 in repair and maintenance, so we have plenty of money to afford for it. It'd be nice though if we did it in spring.
That's what I'm thinking is it'd be really nice if we,
Pay
I
for
just
it. Pay for it in spring.
I just don't foresee a contractor, I don't wanna have temporary cold patcher going through winter and we're plowing and blasting through it. I really think it needs to be like an April
Goal.
goal, you know, that first couple weeks of April to have it substantially completed by the May, let's say 15th and May 10th deadline or something like that, and then, or even they could do it in March, once the snow kind of pushes out of here. If we're plowing over cold patch, last winter was rough on our equipment on Amstutz Road, so I don't need 2 winters in the same boat. So, that would be my recommendation, is that we go ahead and get everything to you guys, that we get everything prepared this year, get it bid out, and allow the contractor to spring, start in
March of next year.
March of next year, and then get it completed by, say, June of next year, or whatever. I mean, if we can get it paved in, it's gonna be a small pave, so. But I think that would be the best case scenario and all that. So I mean, I think at that point, we need a motion to proceed.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I second that motion.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, any other new business? Okay, old business, intern progress on the READ information study. So Stephen has been helping Bryce and our intern, and Derek in the background, complete this rate study. As we've been going through it, basically, the bringing him on and doing what he's done for you guys, we're currently seeing a net of like $15,000. So is what he's found that has been either not billed or billed incorrectly. And the second phase of that is there's probably going to have to be an adjustment done to the ordinance for this, because we've noticed a lot of gaps in our ordinance that really doesn't account for some of the specialities that exist within our town. So we're in the final phase of that. Steven is actually staying today and meeting with Bryce in here at 8:30 to hopefully start wrapping this up and getting it to a point where we can actually fully present it to you guys, and then come up with a new drafted ordinance that better encapsulates what we need it to say. I don't think I missed anything from that perspective, did I? That's really where we're at.
Yep, I think it was around.
Not that we've done anything wrong in the past, I just think that this data is motion to adjourn?